And welcome back to Let's Play Look Outside. Exciting things happening between this video and, well, the previous one. The game's 1.04 update has come out. Among other things, one thing that happened is that Joel got slightly nerfed. His teeth cannon and round saw jaw have had their cost upped a little bit, and apparently their damage reduced. We'll see how much that affects him going forward. Dan also supposedly got his skills buffed up, so that could be pretty helpful. He's been doing little miserable with his irate intro, and hey, I noticed that this one is actually free. Cool stuff, cool stuff. And Helen also had some of her nerfs rolled back. While they're still retained for the most part, they affect her nowhere near as bad as they did in the previous patch, which I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to show that off. Whatever, this LP has lost some historical value. As you probably noticed from the length of the video, we got quite a lot to do today, so let's get to work in our usual routine and check the news. You spend some time browsing news sites. More news sites have returned, and most don't seem to acknowledge the current events at all, other than constant weather warnings about staying indoors. You hear a knock at the door. Hey, I am in the middle of doing my requisite news reading here. Who could be interrupting me at this time of day? Hey, it's the medical lady. We can at least take a look at what the nurse has to trade. I don't believe she gets any new dialogue going forward. She usually just says the same thing. Yeah, she just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. But it's never a bad idea to see what she might be selling to us. Ooh, some Puro Care. I actually do want to buy that. We've got plenty of money, and as long as I stay over $900, we'll have more than enough to pay off Mr. Henderson. In fact, we've still got plenty of money to find within the apartment dungeon itself, so I'm not too concerned about running out. I'm not going to start crafting right now because I do want to save some time, so I'll save those Puro Cares for later. We have plenty of declogger to mix with them. Finally, let's check our social media, and then we can get on to the decorum of the day. We spent some time browsing social media. The people who still haven't looked outside are routinely mocked and ridiculed. Some people seem to bend to the peer pressure, and look, many of them appear to stop posting after they do. Social media makes you feel a bit less alone, but it can be a bit stressful. Social media, truly the seedbed of the downfall of civilization. Anyway, let's get on to the first order of business for today. First off, we're going to be visiting Eugene. As per usual, he's got some new items, and he's got some pretty interesting ones. Over here, we've got the work boots, heavy-duty steel-toed boots. Grants the kick ability. Kick ability is not too useful, but it is a decent piece of footwear. Not what I want to buy right now. Also, we've got the laser sight mount. This increases your critical hit rate with guns specifically, which the only gun toter we have right now is Dan, which I don't really care to beef him up at all. What I really want, though, is 4 grenades. We're going to haggle for these, and then we are going to just purchase those grenades. It's not going to be for Mr. Henderson's apartment, but rather a different thing we're going to be doing. I also want to buy this 12-pack of cola. Each one restores 16 stamina. We're going to be burning a lot of stamina in this video, so I'd like to have an ample supply of restoratives. Now, I'm going to be taking care of some loose ends. Ooh, I also want this machete here. Oh, there's just so many good things to grab here. Thank you so much, Eugene. But I'm going to be taking care of loose ends before we return to Mr. Henderson's apartment. I'm going to start from floor 1 and work my way back up to stuff that has just been kind of dangling and I want to take care of before it gets lost in the lurch. Oh, and right on the way back, the shadowy figure. It's this thing again. The robe shakes and trembles. Something moves beneath it. It opens. A small hand emerges from the interior of the robe, clutching a small lump of flesh. The pale, clammy hand stretches unnaturally, reaching towards you. It clutches the fleshy lump. Seems like this is a gift. Absolutely, I'll take it. Thanks, buddy. It gingerly places the fleshy lump in your palm. It's warm and appears to be a tongue. Well, it's the thought that counts. You receive a tongue. It seems happy that you accepted it. The long, emaciated arm retracts back into its robe. Well, why don't we give it a gift in turn? You shuffle through your bags for something to give it. As a matter of fact, we have this conveniently wrapped gift here. We could also give him the army guy figure, but I think the wrapped gift, you know, its presentation matters a lot with giving gifts. I don't know what I just gave you there. Ooh, that was a serious eye pop. Looks a little bashful there. It extends its emaciated limb and delicately lifts it from your hands with 2 fingers. It's happy about the gift. It glides back into the dark until not even its eerie red eyes are visible. Well, I'm glad it appreciated it. Well, since I just got interrupted here anyway, I would like to point out that another thing that the 1.04 patch fixed is that Lay's Groan is no longer playing from her former residence. I guess that's good that got fixed. Alright, remember that apartment that I passed over when we were turning in the Earth disk to grab the Mars disk? Well, at the time, we weren't prepared for this apartment. But now we are more than adequately prepared. In fact, I could have done this for a while. I've got everybody equipped with machetes and cleavers because the enemies here are resistant to most weapon types except for slashing types, which they're neutral to. So that makes it handy and easy to get through them. Plus, we're going to be coming across a large number of enemies who have multiple targets in a single fight. Having stuff like the machete and the cleaver that can use the cleave ability to hit all enemies will be very helpful. Take out that ribcage bloom there, get 50 experience. Unfortunately, Helen only starts at level 4. Some characters have had their starting levels buffed up in patches. Helen does not seem to be one of them. Over here we got this guy. Ooh, yeah, definitely a good time to use cleave. And while we're at it, let's see here. Let's have Joel use his freshly nerfed teeth cannon ability, use cleave here. And while I'm thinking of it, let's look at Helen's ability. Helen has the ability to stalk enemies, which increases her chance of dealing critical hits, as well as slightly improving her damage. I don't know if there's an icon for stalking enemies when they're afflicted with that status. In the earlier updates, there was not, so that'll be fun to see. Stab requires a slashing or piercing weapon to use, and it's very high damage against a stalk target. Originally, all of Helen's weapon or unique skills require slash or piercing weapons to use. However, originally there was an oversight where they could only be used with one-handed weapons. Fortunately, in something of a small buff, that got corrected, and Helen can now use them with any slashing and piercing weapons. Helen can also unmask to reveal her face, which stalks and confuses everyone, including your own party. It also reduces her defense, but it makes her attacks more deadly. We're just gonna go with standard cleaves right now. We've got quite a bit of stamina to burn, and we've got all those colas, so I'm not too concerned about running out of stamina. We get 12 colas from that 12-pack. Ooh, boy, that was nowhere near as good as it was previously, although the resist probably played a little bit of a factor there. Sam is now level 13. We definitely use a ton of experience for Helen here. Let's see, we'll grab this chalky bar on the counter, raid the fridge here, which surprisingly is not completely subsumed by the plant life. We've also got this raw beef that's covered in flies. Delicious, delicious. Finger looking good there. Let's head on into the next room. Okay. Against these enemies, we've got another round of cleaves to come out. We'll have Joel use round saw jaw. If it even gets to his turn, we might just be able to take these guys out with repeated cleaves from Sam and Dan. Yeah, that's one down. And that's another one that bites the dust. Not too bad, not too bad. These guys are quite resilient. Helen is level 5. No new skills yet. You probably noticed the enemy over there, but let's check out in this room real quick. This is one of 2 bosses to be found within the Overgrown Apartment, though he doesn't have the boss music, so you might underestimate this guy. Let's see here. We'll have Joel throw a Molotov at them. All the enemies here are weak to fire damage if you have a source of that. We'll actually take some time to set up. Dan will go irate, and we'll have a chance to check out his newly buffed skills here, see just how good they are. Helen, I'm of course setting up the stalk so we can deal more damage to this guy. These guys are weak to fire, so if you have any fire damage to work, that does quite well against them. The Nitro Boost evasion there coming in handy. Fortunately, this guy is not super fast. We'll go for the round saw jaw there. We will have Dan just do some vicious remarks, and then we'll stab, and let's see what we got here. Didn't take too much damage from that burn there. Wow, that was not very good at all. Oh well, at least Joel, we can always count on him. And a stab from the shadows finishes it off. Once Helen gets some level up, she'll be doing quite a bit more damage. The guy wasn't as threatening as I was worried he would be. Nothing left in the medicine cabinet, but we've got first aid kits here. Or a first aid kit and some eye drops. We're doing quite good on those, quite good on those. Let's see, another unique enemy over there. Not one I'm too afraid of. This guy isn't really boss tier, but we're gonna kill him anyway because he is here. Obviously, have Sam use his jump tack. We'll go for another round saw jaw. Joel only has one more in him. Let's see here. Let's do a Blind Fury again, see how that works out. And we'll just have Helen do a standard deep cut here. Overall, this damage should be more than enough. Okay, that's much better. Unfortunately, the fact that he gets hit with blind from it immediately really does kind of undercut it a bit. That is rather unfortunate. Joelle, once again, coming in clutch. As you're already noticing right away, Helen is very slow. One of the slowest party members in the game, in fact. So even if you load her up with agility-boosting equipment, it is not all that uncommon for her to be dead last in the turn order. We got some CDs here, whole bunch of junk to sell, and hey, yet another safe. We'll definitely check that out. Got a Moss Man here, and this guy is pretty annoying. You want to be careful with this guy because, well, you don't really need to be careful. Let's see. Will freak out. Makes yourself panic. That works for me. You don't need to be careful, but he does have regenerating HP, so it's a good idea to, if you don't have good damage, counter what he does with... God, that was terrible. But counter what he does with your own DOT effects. Fortunately, we just did enough damage to kill him before that even became a concern. Got another guy over here. I should have... Oh, whoops, that was not what I wanted to do. I already thought I was on the commands there. Hard seeds coming out. Fortunately, not too bad on the damage there. We will jump attack the seed freak. Joelle, you can actually use a table knife on him, since he doesn't have, what is it? Good damage against him otherwise. Dan is actually completely drained. I better use some colas after this to make sure that we're, suited for taking on everything. And there goes another instance of Helen's slowness working against her. Dan's Cleaver's practice viewership is actually getting pretty impressive there. Hey, hide face. Obviously that restores, or actually no, hold on, let me look at that. That doesn't make sense. I guess it's if you have to use unmask, you now have the option to hide your face. Kind of pointless because it didn't originally work like this, but reading the notes, Helen now unmasks herself after a battle if she had taken the mask off. I'm probably not going to use that ability too much, but don't worry, we will get to see what Helen looks like without her mask on. Let's pick the lock here, get another $80 and a stamp collection. More stuff to sell and just more liquidity, really. Over here is the most dangerous set of enemies here. We're going to, of course, go all in on the cleaves. I actually do just want... Actually, you know what? No, this is the perfect time to use an acid flask on that great flower. Dan, you can do the cleaves, and ditto for Helen. With all these cleaves coming out, we are doing quite well on the damage here. Acid flask should deal... Oh! That thing was quite vulnerable to the acid there. Very good. Wasn't expecting that. That was quite the impressive level of damage there. Good stuff, good stuff. Joelle is level 13 and learned Teeth Storm. That's what I want to see. Teeth Storm is a skill that Joelle picked up in the 1.03 update, and it is really good. It is a multi-targeting attack, hits all enemy, deals half of Joelle's remaining HP as damage to all. Much better than it sounds, and I think it actually is influenced slightly by his attack power, because it certainly seems to deal more damage than what that description implies. Let's definitely recover Joelle's HP. Very good skill. Very happy to have that at my disposal now. It's going to be coming very in handy. Between that and the grenades and all the cleaves we're able to throw out, we should be good going forward. Get another $50 from this drawer, and I believe that is it for the Overgrown Apartment. Pretty rough area when you first come here, but now that we're fully kitted out and we're able to keep our stamina fueled up, not too bad. One thing to note is that we picked up an electronic car key. Might be something to keep in mind if we can get access to the parking garage. For our next order of business, we finally got Jeanne's laundry, so we may as well turn it over to her. So nice to see you, friend. Please help me. They're out of control. I don't know what to do. Come in. Help yourself. Make yourself comfortable. Stay away. They'll eat you. It looks like Jeanne's mutation has only gotten worse. What's going on, Jeanne? The creature is sobbing. Is this what has become of Jeanne? You're back. Things went from bad to worse. Make it stop. Make them stop. Please. I can't take it anymore. I can't control them. They kill people. They grab them from the hall, from other rooms. I can feel them eating. I taste them. I feel them squirm. I can't do anything about it. They killed so many already. Please do something. Anything. What can I do? Stop them. Just stop them. I don't care how. My main body is over there. If you kill that, you'll kill all of them. Just do it. Won't that kill you too? I don't know. Who cares? Do it! Don't leave me in this hell. I can't take it anymore. Please do something. Anything. Well, Jeanne's main body is indeed over here. A knot of necks and legs. It seems to be the Hydra's central body. Killing this might take out all of it. Doesn't react to your approach. What should you do? Hello? There's no response. Now, we could kill this, and this would take out all of the splitting faces from Jeanne, but she would also die. I think we can take these things, though. Let's go. Alright, so we just got this one guy here. We'll go for the jump attack. I'm going to save Joel's stamina, because I'm not sure if he will be able to do anything without, or rather use Teeth Storm without it. And I want to conserve his HP to make sure Teeth Storm is doing as much damage as it possibly can. Fortunately, this is just one knot, and yes, there is a guy that is not having a very good day there. I feel like we're going to be putting him out of his misery here. There is a stab from the shadows. Not bad, not bad. And we'll hit these ones over here. Now, most of these encounters have multiple of these guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to have Sam toss a grenade. We're going to have Joel use a Teeth Storm. We'll just have Dan launch a normal attack, and if these guys are still alive after the grenade and Teeth Storm, we can have Helen do a cleave on them to finish them off. I could also have Dan do the cleave, but don't think that'll be necessary. Look at that, Teeth Storm. Yeah, and that's a lot more than half Joel's HP. But remember, it does gradually get weaker, so if you want to get the most out of it, you do need to keep Joel's HP topped off, but Teeth Storm is a fantastic skill, and this is where Joel really just becomes an absolutely amazing party member. He can Teeth Storm till the cows come home if you have enough healing items, and it's not too hard to get that many. Alright, what we're going to do, once again, this is exactly what I want all these grenades for, the Teeth Storm. We're going to have Dan do a cleave here. Not sure that'll do good for his viewership, but it should be good enough. Unfortunately, happened to miss one there. I'm not too concerned about that because the grenade deals really good damage, Teeth Storm does really good damage, and if that one on the left survives the Teeth Storm and the grenade, Helen's follow-up cleave should take out the rest of these guys, no problem. Very good stuff, very good stuff. I think in the next battle, I'll actually... Ooh, he's got Meltdown. Didn't think he'd actually learn any new skills. I thought he started with everything that he had right from the get-go. Let's see here. Give Dan that. I think I'll have him calm down in the next battle and actually start using his healing skills, because he's got a pretty considerable amount of viewers built up, so I can probably stand to shed a few. Yeah. Don't treat me with the same fate that Dan's about to get, by the way. I would not appreciate that. Anyways, jump attack here. Joel can just do a normal attack. We'll have Dan calm down, and he can start using his positive skills, and Helen can stab from the shadows. Dan will have to wait until the next battle, most likely, in order to actually start healing anybody. But fortunately, his, oof, that's pretty nasty damage onto Sam there. His, nice, good crit, Helen. His, intros are a priority skill, so he does fire them off. It is actually so nice that Dan's, intro carries over between fights. That was by far one of the worst problems he had in the earlier updates. Alright, oh my goodness gracious, yeah, let's get that guy taken care of. Let's try and take him out of his misery. Get the grenade going, get another Teeth Storm going. Dan, if you could, let's see, cure poison, boost the defense of the whole party, not bad. Pull viewers, ask stream chat for information. I believe that's a scan skill. Calming words, cures mental status ailments, protect the party from damage. What we just want is healing, and we're actually going to use it on Joel, even though Sam is getting a little low on health there. The more health Joel has, the more work that Teeth Storm will do for us, so definitely want to do that. And with that, Teeth Storm comes in with Clutch, takes all these guys out. Good stuff. I'm actually curious, can we, now that Dan's calm, can we use his healing skills out of battle? Like, just make use of his viewers? No. That's actually pretty unfortunate. That would be nice if you could use the viewers as an out-of-battle resource, all truth be told. Now, take a look at this. Hey! The tentacles are moving now. If you tried to walk through that before, it would just not give you anything. And if you come over here, a very good piece of armor to grab. The studded jacket. Check out this thing. Massive boosts to all your stats. Well, not all your stats, but your attack, your defense, and your bullet defense. I'm actually going to take this, and I'm going to have Frederick duplicate it. The studded jacket is an incredible piece of equipment. Makes it well worth your effort for saving Jeanne here. Incidentally, let's talk to Jeanne and see how she's doing now. It's over. They're all gone. Thank you so much. I don't know how I can repay you. You saved me from hell. For now, it's all I have. Take it. And we get an elixir for our troubles. Not that saving Jeanne was any trouble at all. How are you doing? Well, a lot better now, thanks to you. I'm still getting used to what I've become. It's a process. Thank you again for saving me. Did you stop growing? I think so. I haven't felt any new heads budding in a little while. I'm afraid that going outside could give me another growth spurt, though. Okay, so Jeanne's just gonna have to stay put there. But now she's moving the tentacles around, allowing us to collect the unique items that we are able to grab in this apartment. If you don't save Jeanne, obviously these tentacles will not be able to move out of your way to let you get this stuff, so it pays to help people. That piece of equipment that we just got there, the motorcycle helmet, this one is a bit of a trap. As you can see, it's pretty good armor, and it gives a nice boost to your agility, and it protects you from stun, but it gives you a massive penalty to your accuracy. Not worth it at all, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the motorcycle helmet. I really wouldn't recommend using it. Let me give this, let me take a look at Joel here. Yeah, he's got the patchwork hat. Let me give this to Dan here, the giant rat skull. It's a little bit better than the cowboy hat. Slight offense drop, but I don't really care about that. So yeah, let me just do one more loop around this apartment. And like I said, I'm absolutely going to have Frederick duplicate the studded jacket. It's just incredible piece of armor. Yes, I knew I had forgotten something. Vintage sneakers. These are quite nice. Let's take a look at those compared to the patchwork boots. Give you a decent luck boost. We've got a couple characters who don't have footwear. I think it's time we finally hooked up Joel with some kicks. So there we go. He's a little bit faster, got a little bit higher luck so he can dole out the crits more often. That's all that we need to take care of there. Let's return to Frederick and get a duplication going. You know, Frederick, you can move back out into the living room. So, what can I do for you? Can you paint me an item? Indeed, careful though. I can only do this once, and it will take a full day. Don't want to repeat of this portrait fiasco. I'm very careful about what I paint now. What would you like me to paint? You'll need to leave the item with me, and tomorrow you will have 2 of them. Obviously, we want to leave the studded jacket. This will deprive us of it for a while, but we're not doing anything too difficult right now. Okay, return tomorrow, and I'll have 2 of them for you. You won't even know which is the original. So, what can I do for you? Nothing, Frederick. You get to work on that. Now, let's return to the apartment and recoup for a little bit. Returning to the apartment, Helen has reached level 8 and has learned Massacre. Now, this skill is gotten absolutely worked over with the nerf bat. It was incredibly powerful in the earliest versions of the game. It cost 8 stamina and was 4 random attacks with very high power, even without the stock status in effect. But, it was too busted, and it also only cost 8 stamina. It was ridiculous. So it got the mother of all nerfs, starting with the 1.03 update. No longer can it can not only be used once per day, and when it is used, it puts Helen into a unique status that lowers her attack power and also reduces incoming healing. Though Helen can consume 50% of her HP to revert this status. Note that in the previous patch before this one, to use the skill that reverted Helen's status, it cost 90% of her HP, so yeah, walk that nerf back a little bit. It still mostly keeps Massacre in check, especially with the high stamina cost. If you just play normally, you can only use it once per day, but there are options for using it more. We got some serious roaches going on here. Catch some roaches in your house. Well, don't kill them. Let's give them a pet. You gingerly pet their little grotesque heads. I'm sure they appreciate that. Fievel is making funny sounds. It looks hungry. Let's give Fievel a little bit of blood. Fievel can be placated with blood. Now here are some fun interactions we're about to get. Helen approaches Fievel and attempts to pick it up. Fievel seems afraid of her, wriggles out of her grasp and slithers away. Oh, come on, Helen's nice, Fievel. She watches it skitter into hiding. Her masked face and body language is still unreadable, but you can't help but imagine she must be a little hurt. Well, let's play with Fievel a little bit. It's not very strong yet, so you just roll the ball on the ground. Fievel scampers around after the ball and tosses it back. Let's see, Fievel is still hungry, so feed a little bit more blood. Okay, we're too weak to give blood at the moment. This is a good opportunity to cook a meal for ourselves, and then cook a meal for Fievel, so let's do that. We'll go with frozen fish and nothing, I guess. Helen, I want the couch tonight. I bet. You don't even sleep. Give me the couch! No. Fine. If you want to fight, then let's fight! Helen stands up. The top of her head is just a few inches short of the ceiling. She pulls out her knife and holds it in front of her. Filet shrinks, steps back a few paces. Finally, she relents, huffing as she flops onto a chair. Fine, but okay, but I'm getting the couch tomorrow. A little bit of a dispute there. Hey, Helen, looking good today. Hey, what do you say we play a video game? No. Oh, come on. What about Super Jump Lad? No. Mad Wheels 97? Come on, everyone loves Mad Wheels. Leave me alone. Fine. Guess I'll just play Mad Wheels 97 by myself. Dan approaches the kid again. He brings what looks like trading cards. On the cards are images of fish-like monsters with stats for some kind of game. He spends some time showing the kid some cards. The kid puts one card in its mouth, which makes Dan yelp in horror. Sam... Fievel says its first words! Hey, that's awesome there! And Fievel isn't hungry. Do you want to play some more Fievel? Make some funny faces, pressing on your nose, sticking out your tongue, and making noises. Fievel gets scared and scampers away to hide. Joel approaches the kid, clutching his teddy bear. This is... Fuzzy. Say hello! Fievel takes the little plush and tugs at one of its ears. It's mine. You can play with him too. Joel spends some time playing with Fievel. How nice, how nice. Fievel gets up on two misshapen legs and cautiously steps forward. It's walking! That's so awesome. Fievel is growing so fast. With that relaxing little detour done, I used a first aid kit and a bandage on Sam because he was quite weak from feeding Fievel his blood and he wasn't getting quite the sustenance he needed from a meal of ham and eggs. Now, we picked up some herbicide on the ground floor. There are a number of doors you can use herbicide on to clear these fungal growths. However, this is by far the most notable one you can do that for, and it's the most desirable one to use your first herbicide on, because this actually leads to a unique dungeon. The Frozen Apartment. Now this apartment has a bit of a gimmick. A large jug of ice melt salt. Though the game doesn't make it clear here, each jug of ice melt salt has 4 uses, and naturally, we can use it to melt the ice. So, we have a limited number of ice melt salts found within the dungeon to get to the end of it, and it is impossible to get everything in this dungeon on a single trip, so don't worry too much about that. But we'll do what we can to fight all of the enemies in it. These guys, we can just take them out with Joel's Teeth Storm. We're just gonna have him spam that until the cows come home. Teeth Storm also does not seem to ever miss, which is, oh, hey, there goes Dan's cleaver. Unfortunate, unfortunate. But yeah, Teeth Storm does not ever seem to miss, so that's another good thing about it. Honestly, I should probably have Dan use his viewers as fuel to keep Joel topped off. He's still got 18 viewers to burn, so no reason not to do that. Quite a few ice-based enemies in here. We got this guy over here. We're going to jump attack him. Teeth Storm with Joel. We're going to have just Dan serve as a heal bot for Joel. Make sure that he is kept topped off. Ow. If Joel goes first, that kind of scuttles that plan a little bit there. Do kind of wish you could use that skill out of battle. Inside this room, we got a couple of good items to grab. A jewelry box, which naturally we can sell for a bit of cash. A spade here, which theoretically we're supposed to be able to use to get treasure in Mr. Henderson's apartment, but in reality that just is not that's a no-go. Got another one of these guys over here. We will just jump attack this guy. We'll keep having Dan try to heal Joel. Eventually he'll get it out. There we go. See, there's a bit of a randomness to the turn order in this game. With that, Teeth Storm doing adequate damage to finish these guys off. Dan's viewers are just gonna have to deal with him healing the Toothed Child. Over here, get some more food. Raw pork and canned beans. Not too bad, not too bad. Want to grab this orange drink can over here. Nothing usable. Shame, shame. Heading into here, we got some toothpaste to grab. Should always grab it. Another new ice-themed enemy over here. And we got 2 of those guys in the center. Alright, definitely want to Teeth Storm this one. Get some more healing, and yeah, just keep going with that. Sam performs his jumping attack. Alright, nice. Good work, Dan. Good work, Dan. He's earning his keep now. Maybe you're not such a bad creeper after all, Dan. And yeah, just love Teeth Storm. Incredible ability. Makes Joel well worth the effort to raise up. He's definitely entered the Gyarados arc of his life at this point. Teeth Storm, just Teeth Storm, Teeth Storm, Teeth Storm. He's going to be doing that just non-stop. It's great. Over here, we've got a jug of Clysox. We've got a large jug of Ice Melt Salt, giving us another 4 uses. We've got 7 uses left, 6 now. This guy over here, most of the enemies in this dungeon are pretty vanilla, with the exception of one, and not surprisingly, it's the boss of this area, so be prepared for when you get to him. Now, one thing I am actually disappointed about with the update coming through is, this dungeon, specifically its boss, was one of the recipients of some changes going into this update. A very critical thing was changed about him that makes the fight with him a lot less annoying, but also a lot less funny. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm actually going to double back around. Man, the lights are so random in these apartments. And we're going to head in here. Ooh, we got some shadowy enemies coming in. Oh, that guy just dissipated. We'll leave him be. Got another wrapped gift over here. Here we've got this guy. I like this guy's design. His little balaclava. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. He's got style. He dare I say, he even has grace. And you know what? Something of a funny face, but I'm not judging him for that. Take out those guys there. Joelle has just become the de facto best party member. I love Teeth Storm. It is crazy how good that skill is. Anyways, melting through the blocks of ice. We got 3 salts left. Heading into here, we got a first aid kit, which I could definitely use. Let's see here. I'm actually going to give Joelle a little bit of healing here, if I have anything. I'm pretty light on non-first aid healing items. I'll use a couple bandages on him. We're getting low on those, and we do want to conserve them in case we get hit with too many stacks of bleeding. Here is a Game Kid color, and here is the boss of the area, Pom Pom. This guy used to suck to fight. The fight was arguably luck-based originally. Let's see here. I'm actually going to have Joelle teeth up. We're going to have Dan get pissed off, and we're going to have Helen stalk this guy. Dan gets pissed off. Alright, we got the Nitro Boost. Pom Pom is actually really fast, so it's quite lucky that we're going before him here. Okay, now originally, Pom Pom, hey, there's the stock icon. Never noticed that before. Pom Pom used to have the ability to use this cold wave skill on you, or he still has it, but he used to use it every single turn, and it had an extremely high chance of freezing anybody that it happened to hit. Let's go with Freak Out here, and let's have Helen use her Massacre for the day. But yeah, it had an extremely high chance of causing anybody who got hit to freeze. Hey, nice, the stun. And there goes the next round saw jaw. Here comes Helen's Massacre. Not bad, not bad. Unfortunately, Helen is now in her Fallow Wheel skill, I think is the name for it. So her attack power is a little bit lower, and she's not quite as going to be quite as effective going forward for the rest of the day, unless I sacrifice some of her HP, but that really should not be necessary. Let's have Dan go for another attack here, and Helen, you can just go for some deep cuts on this guy. But yeah, he used to be able to just freeze your entire team repeatedly, turn after turn after turn, and it really sucked. I did not like having to deal with it. He did get an HP buff, but it didn't really help him that much here. We just kind of absolutely destroyed him. So yeah, that fight used to be very, very inconsistent. Joelle has lost his teeth. We've got only 1 use of salt left, so we're going to use it to get this money over here. And on the table over here, we've got yet another disc, a disc with a picture of the planet Mercury. This is a disc that is valued at 0. Now don't worry, we can get the remainder of the items in this place. Eventually. There are other places where we can find ice melt salt, but we're not going to find any more in this apartment, so we'll just have to come back later. With that taken care of, I'm going to live a little dangerously and go straight to Mr. Henderson's apartment. No apartment rest. Let's go. Alright, Mr. Ditkovich, I got your rent here. You still owe $300 in rent. It's about time! And with that, he retreats yet further into the apartment, and we're so close to that key I can feel it. Helen still deals pretty good damage against these guys, even in her slightly incapacitated state. Now, the apartment has become a fair deal larger at this point, and we're still not able to grab that key just yet, but we have just 1 more rent payment to make. Alright, $10 in cash there. Let's move on over here. And hey, we're locked in. We're going all the way. Here's where we can get most of the remainder of the landmines that I need for the landmine side quest. We've got a sequence of hallways coming up here where if you just inch along, eventually, and I mean eventually, come on, I know there are more in here. Eventually, yes, mines will pop up, and you can just grab those suckers as you inch along in order to get more mines for the side quest. I'm pretty sure there's a 3rd one in here somewhere, so let's live a little bit dangerously, step a bit faster. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, there are several hallways. This is where we can easily get mines to finish out the quest. But yeah, the apartment has extended out. Every room that was available in previous iterations of the apartment is still available. You'll eventually come across them. There are just now longer connecting hallways. This place just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And, ooh, we got quite a bit of stuff in here. Let's definitely take out all these guys. These fights are so repetitive, which is why I'm just cutting them out. Once you've seen me jump attack these guys once, you've seen me jump attack them a million times. We are just so flush with cash at this point. Nice, and a first aid kit, and some pistol bullets, and a bottle of tonic. Very, very nice. We're actually coming up on one of the best rewards in the apartment very soon, so I'm super stoked to be getting that. Let's see, this door right here. If we go back here, unfortunately, still can't reach that key. We're so close to it, it's just inches away from us. Heading out over into here, this will take us back out into the central area, but I don't want to go there. I don't really feel like fishing around for any more landmines. I'm definitely going to cut back to when we reach the, oh god, I was slow on that one. Oh well, not a big deal. There are still plenty of mines left to grab, but once I return to the sergeant in charge of mines, I'm definitely going to just cut back that, so you don't have to deal with me bumbling through the rain to try and find where the heck he is. Yeah, there's not exactly great landmarks in the central area. Oop, there we go. To help you find your way through there. Heading into here, we want to go through this door. You would think this just connects right back to where we were, but no, this actually goes back into a separate way, so definitely go down this hallway. I don't think there are any mines here, but I'll go carefully just in case. Doesn't look like it. Heading into this room over here, nothing too interesting in this section of the apartment. It's just kind of a connecting area, but what is over here is something important if you're trying to get all the achievements. Wraith Scourge. Very easy to miss video game here. You're probably going to be in a hurry to leave this dungeon behind once you finish it, so I don't blame you if you never realized that game was there. I certainly had to look up where to find that, because I never thought to look too thoroughly in the apartment. All truth be told, all truth be told. Heading over this way, and over into here. Okay, here is the first place where our sapper charge can be used, and yes, some mines here, so we'll just inch forward, let these guys pop up, get them. The first and actually only place we can use a sapper charge. Place the sapper charge down, and you definitely want to place the sapper charge down. The reward beyond this wall is incredible. Note that if you stand in front of the sapper charge when it blows, you die. Strangely, you did not get an achievement for doing that, probably because it would just be tedious to work your way back here to set it again. But in here, 24 rifle bullets, 48 altogether, and the war rifle. This is awesome. One of the best guns in the game. Dan can say goodbye to his days of toting the cleaver. He's going to be holding this war rifle. 76 ballistics, and it holds up to 8 bullets. The aimed shots from this thing are incredible. When it scores a crit, the enemy feels it. And that's so much ammo we just got there. That's practically enough to use in almost every fight left in the game going forward. It's crazy. We could pay off Mr. Henderson right now to finish off the dungeon, but there's a couple more things to check out. So let's do that. Whoop. Let's see if I can't get away from this guy. Okay. Yep. Almost screwed that up. Over here, this is by far the least finished character in this dungeon. The dog tags guy. Feels like we've been stuck in this place forever. Bit by bit, my sanity's coming back. Not sure why. Kinda wish I was still some mindless thing. The boredom is killing me. I've been collecting these dog tags to pass the time. They just show up sometimes. I don't know where they're from. Maybe people you knew back then? Anyway, I'll give you $5 for each of them. Got any dog tags for me, bud? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we only have one set of dog tags. The one set of dog tags we got before even starting the dungeon. Remember, we found it in Mr. Henderson's room. These are the only dog tags in the entire game. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be some kind of elaborate joke or if it is just genuinely a completely unfinished side quest. Presumably, every enemy you kill is supposed to have a chance to drop dog tags, but none of them do. Just kidding. There's only one place to spend it around here. Yeah, rent. Let's see. Sorry, I don't have any. Who were you before this? Cashier at the hardware store. Yeah. Is this curse a step up or a step down, you think? About breaking even, I'd say. You might be right. On one hand, I'm stuck in somebody else's personal hell. On the other hand, I don't have to smile at rude customers anymore. On the third hand, my sanity holds on by a thread. That one really goes for both, though. I don't know. It's hard to say. Got any dog tags? Let's see. What happened to you? You mean how I turned into this thing? Or how I got stuck in this hell? How you got turned into this? Took the bus early in the morning. It was still dark out. Somebody climbed on and was looking really weird. Clutching his face, moaning, whining. I figured it was some homeless guy having a breakdown. People ignored him. And then he exploded into dozens of little crawling hands. That got everyone's attention. The hands went everywhere, dug themselves into people. One crawled into my mouth. Most of them got on the driver. Somehow he managed to keep control of the bus even as he turned into that giant goddamn hand thing. World-class focus, that guy. The rest is a bit of a blur. My brain was really not meant for all this hardware. I really lost it. Got some very unpleasant memories I'd like to forget. Turns out a bus packed with people turning into mindless monsters isn't a great place to be. Got any dog tags for me? Well, I just want to ask the other thing. How you got stuck here? I do remember the bus crash. I think I remember you inside the building. Lucky we didn't run you over. Yeah, lucky! Thankfully! I remember entering the landlord's home a few hours later. There were a few corpses on the floor, and no sense of self-preservation whatsoever. I got a few vague memories of Mr. Henderson growing into some kind of creature, while shifting. Being in a small living room one moment, in an endless labyrinth the other, and military training, somehow. A war? A lot of incongruous memories that make no sense to me. Got any dog tags for me, bud? Unfortunately, no, and I never will have any more. This door, a lot of the doors that I've been walking by are in fact just set dressing. They're the jam doors from Silent Hill. So, yeah, most of these doors cannot be accessed. I will say, it's very nice that Joel has his recharging stamina back. I was so worried that he wouldn't have that. I'd actually have to, horrors, actively restore his stamina with items as I went through the game, which would be pretty annoying since he has such a low maximum. One unfortunate thing about giving Dan the war rifle is that he's stuck bashing things with the butt of the rifle, which is just not a very powerful attack. Even against things that are vulnerable to strike-type damage, it doesn't really do too much for him. Let's see. Okay, this is just back to the kitchen. I believe there's a couple more landmines for us to grab here, and obviously this guy. Alright, not too bad there. I haven't really gotten too lucky with the item drops. I haven't gotten any ammo crates or anything, which is a little frustrating, truth be told. Would have liked to get more of those. Granted, the amount I've already gotten has kind of been overpowering to begin with. One unique thing I did get from that enemy there was an ammo belt. Let me just grow down to this. This is a type of ammo you are incredibly unlikely to ever use in a normal playthrough, as the gun that actually utilizes it, very, very rare. Now, I'm going to just cut ahead to finding the mine guy, because I don't remember exactly where he is. Alright, took a little bit, but I found him. And I grabbed some more mines on the way back. So, let's turn all our mines into this guy. Howdy, how goes the mine hunting? Looks like you got 12 mines. I'll give you $120 for these. Score! You've now collected a total of 15 mines. I'll give you a special gift for finding at least 12. You received the Tame Landmine. That's right, your very own Tame Mine. Isn't she cute? Made her myself from various parts. Use her in battle and she'll blow everything to smithereens, including herself. I can't do that to my own landmine. She can also be a very affectionate pet. She loves being stroked on her main fuse. Give her love and shelter for some time and she'll grow strong and healthy. I named her Betty, but you can give her a different name. Betty is fine. I like Betty. Alright. So yeah, that's our reward, our very own Tame Landmine. I'll show off Betty later. Alright, with all that done, let's turn in the last rent payment. You still owe $600 in rent. Finally! This is your last payment. And with that, the landlord dungeon has been finished. Mr. Henderson, has been placated, and we finally have the basement key. So yeah, you need to pay over $1,000 in rent in order to get the basement key to finish off the game. But with all the money in that apartment, look, we still have $758 of our own to burn. Very nice. However, we're not quite done here yet. We've got one more thing left to do. We haven't really had a proper boss fight for this. There are also some additional items for us to grab before we leave here completely. And also, you can still access all the other areas that we've uncovered thus far by exploring this place. Let me give this chalky bar to Sam real quick. Just a little bit more stamina, just in case I need it for the upcoming battle. But yeah, we've got a proper boss fight to finish off this dungeon. You can now take the rat child with you in excursions. Fievel has finally grown up. We'll be checking him out next video, but for right now, we'll focus on him later. Yeah, the day has ticked over. It probably means Frederick is also done with my studded jacket at this point. We'll pick that up in a bit. But now, whoa. The hell was that? Well, regardless, we are in the final iteration of the Landlord Dungeon. There's a couple things for us to check out. So, first order of business, whoa. Oh, hello. Your lease is up, soldier. Time to move out. It is Trench Digger, the final form of Mr. Henderson, and an opportunity for you at home to kill your landlord if you so desire. Let's get into this fight. We're gonna have Joelle and Helen take turns firing or throwing acid flasks at him, and we're going to have Dan go for aim shots with the rifle. Obviously, since it's a boss fight, we want to get this nitro boost going. It's a very good idea here because the Trench Digger has a ton of AoE attacks. There we go, acid flask 1, acid flask 2 inbound, 260 damage already, 2 quick shotgun blasts coming around, and look at all this damage that's about to come out. Oh, God. Yeah. Pretty rough stuff. Makes me wish I had the studded jacket right now, but not a big deal. Oof. Yeah, look at it. Oh my goodness. Ugh, so much damage. That's ridiculous. Carefully aimed rifle shot, even with the resistance, 111 damage right there. I'm gonna have Sam actually guard on this turn. I'm gonna have Joelle use a round saw jaw here. I'm gonna have Dan, of course, go for another aim shot, and Helen, let's see here. I'm gonna have you not use our tame landmine. Actually, I will have Helen use deep cut to get some bleed stacks going on Mr. Henderson here. Okay, there is another round saw jaw coming out. Nice, we got a couple stacks of bleed on that from that one. Nice! Wow! I was actually really concerned about that, but we beat him pretty handily and get some very good equipment from him. The army jacket and the army helmet. Let's take that army jacket and compare it to the old uniform here. Just way better defense all around. Slightly less bullet defense and luck, but I vastly preferred the better defense. And you know what? I will give that to Joelle. He's our little soldier, and he's doing good. He's doing good. The army helmet. Let's take a look at that. Very good defense on this. Do I have anybody who has a lackluster helmet? How's that compare to the rat skull? A little bit of drop in his other stats, but his preferred stats kind of go up here. In fact, the ballistics increase even better for the war rifle. Now there's a couple more things to check out inside this dungeon, and it's a bit of a maze here, so it might take me a bit to find it, but there are two items I want to grab before we leave here. We've already gotten Wraith Skirt, so we've gotten the game for this dungeon. It loops in on itself in a bit of a weird way. I do know that if we go this way, I believe this actually was originally the area we entered from, but now it contains an elixir for us to grab, and now that I've kind of gotten my bearings once again, I think I know how to get the other item in here, so let's head this way real quick. We want to hang a right when we go here, and then just follow this hallway to this door right here, and we get yet another disc. This is the disc with Jupiter. Jupiter is used for exactly one door lock in the game, but it leads to a very, very valuable item, and one literally useless item, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Now, to escape from Mr. Henderson's apartment, we just need to keep heading south until eventually you find the doorway out of there. So, yeah, we've got the basement key now. We are ready to enter the basement and start entering the toughest portion of Look Outside. Now, in the original versions of the game prior to 1.03, the basement honestly wasn't that difficult. However, starting with version 1.03, all of the enemies from the basement on, well, most of the major enemies anyway, have gotten some serious buffs. They are way more threatening than they were in the earlier versions of the game, and they definitely require all the effort you can muster. And hello, we've got something serious chasing me down here. Oh boy! Well, we're doubling up on boss fights here, because we've got whatever the hell this thing is that just came after me. We are going to not even screw around. Joelle, you start going with the teeth cannons here. Dan, you are going to be taking aim shots. Helen, throw an acid flask at this damn thing. I was not expecting... Ooh! Got some rough damage there. There goes Sam. There goes our nitrous boost, even. That's okay, that's okay. Torrent of teeth from Joelle's mouth. The rifle shot, not as much as I was hoping there. We'll use another acid flask there. Okay, okay, okay. Not bad, not bad. It is hurt, it is hurt. Let's throw yet more acid flask at it. We have to take this as seriously as possible now that Sam is down. Oof. Wasn't expecting to run into this guy. I just wanted to get my stupid studded jacket here. If I had that, Sam would be doing a lot better. Oof, that was scary. That was scary. That's okay. 600 experience and black ooze. There we go. Okay, so Helen doesn't have the skill that allows her to get rid of this status by default. At level 10, she learns Salt the Earth. Trades 50% of her HP, but now she can use Massacre. Good stuff. Also, that breathing is really creeping me out. I've never actually fought that thing before, so that's interesting. It also seems to have broken the lighting effects for this apartment. It is not supposed to look like this. Whatever the case, here's Frederick. Give me the studded jacket, Frederick. There you are. Got that painting for you. Here! And 2 studded jackets. No, never painted anything quite like this before. Hope you like it. So, what can I do for you? Nothing, Frederick. We've gotten everything that we've needed from you. And what we really need right now is a better piece of armor for Sam. There we go. That should have prevented some of our problems there. And we're going to give the second studded jacket to Helen here to make very good work, or very good use of that. All right. With that taken care of, okay, the lighting effect has been restored. I'm going to go back to the apartment now. Hey! What are you doing here? Oh, it's here. Did it follow you home? A low rumbling gurgle comes from the eerie figure. It glides backwards, leaving something behind on the floor. It's gone. And a rose. It's very pretty. A gift from the masked shadow? Makes you feel uneasy. I'm sure you're just being paranoid, Sam. Now, if you did everything correctly, the shadow will give you a rose here, and that lets you know that you'll be able to complete this side quest and get both achievements relating to doing it. If you did it slightly incorrectly, God, I was making up my own words there, the shadow would instead drop $350. A good reward, but not a necessary one. Hey, we got another message from the roaches here. Didn't leave out any food for them, I'm sorry. Cockroach is clutching a piece of paper in its pincers. Paper is covered in tiny little thank you notes, but a lot of them make no sense at all. Big friend, love you. We help big friend. Wonder what it means by that. I don't know why, I have the sudden urge to check out my bathroom. Must be paranoid. Well, this is a good opportunity. Don't kill it. We're just gonna give it a pet. You gingerly pet its little grotesque head. I'm trying to use the the sink over here. Roach buddy, please let's just refresh this room. Okay, there we go. Strangely, you feel great. Yeah, let's brush our teeth here. Now let's take a shower, and let's just unwind for a little bit, wrap up the video, and just contemplate what we've accomplished so far. Quite a bit, actually. We're ready to move on into the late game of Look Outside. The basement leads into one of the biggest areas in the game, as you'd probably expect. Your mind wanders to the apartment itself. It sustains so much damage on the inside. How is it on the outside? It's still structurally sound? Will it be able to stand for much longer? You shower for about half an hour. Use soap and hot water, so the shower is very effective. But yeah, once we get through the basement, we'll actually be poised to get our, why is the water leaking? Huh, that's weird. Whatever the case, we'll actually be poised to, get our first endings for the game. Of course, we could have just waited out the 15 days and got an ending at any time, but that's not very exciting. Now, even though he's put in good work so far, I'm afraid we're going to have to de-equip Joel and have him take 5. Hi, Mr. Sam. You did good work, kid. You did good work. Take a little rest, Joel. I'll hang out here. Play some Super Jump Lad, and try not to get into a fight with Sophie. Fievel is babbling nonsense words. Looks hungry. You deserve a little blood, Fievel. We'll give you some blood there. There we go. Helen approaches Fievel again, but this time she's a bit more gentle. She crouches down and extends an arm to the child, patiently waiting for it to get closer, like trying to befriend a cat. As inhuman as his little body may be, you can clearly read the body language of fear. All of its limbs are tensed, clenched, and ready to spring away at any moment. Is it the mask? Is that what you're scared of, little guy? She hesitates, but carefully removes her mask, showing her grotesque face. There we go! Hang on. That can't be better. Can it? Fievel relaxes as soon as the mask comes off and laughs at her funny face. Well, I'll be. I like this one better, huh? See, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a mask. You can put it on if you like. She lets the kid play with her mask for a while. It's nice to see that they're getting along. But now we can add Fievel to her party. Take good enough care of Fievel, and eventually he can join you. And he's got a little Nest-style hat and backpack. That's incredible. Fievel paws at Joel's toy bear, Fuzzy, and nips at its furry little arms as it wrestles with it. Hey there, Fievel. You having fun? The rambunctious rat baby doesn't look up from its play, gnawing and scratching at the toy bear. It's hard to gauge Joel's expression, but you think he might be worried. Just be careful with it, okay? Fuzzy's my best friend. Okay, hopefully that works out well. Fievel is kind of a joke character, honestly. He's not very good. Like Sophie, his stats are absolutely terrible, and honestly, he has even less going for him than Sophie. He can bite the enemies to give them disease, and eventually he learns the ability to copy actions that Sam takes, so he could theoretically do jump attacks, but his stats are so bad, it's not really worthwhile. Fortunately, he has a better equipment draw than Sophie. He can use most one-handed weapons. Notably, he is the only child character who can use firearms. He can use any one-handed gun in the game, and because ballistics is determined entirely by the equipment you use, he's perfectly effective when using a pistol. Plus, we just took all of Joel's equipment there, so even though Fievel's not the strongest in the game, all this stuff here makes him quite powerful. I'm actually going to give... actually, Patchwork Hat makes more sense. He could use the defense. Obviously, we'll give him all the rest of the stuff that Joel have, including especially the Carnelian Ring. Every little bit of HP for Fievel helps him out, so he's doing good there. Next, we'll go talk to Sybil, and that is where we're going to call it a video, honestly. Good morning. How are you doing today? Hey, Sam. What do you miss the most? Yeah... Honestly, I've been kind of enjoying this, as morbid as it sounds. Really? I guess you're not cooped up like I am. At least you're having wacky adventures, seeing what's really out there. I guess that could be thrilling. So, what's new? Anything interesting happened since we last spoke? I feel like Sybil wasn't very pleased about us saying that, but it's hard to... I mean, we can't lie to her. The rat thing is growing. Just don't get too attached to it. It might be a building code violation. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about Mr. Henderson anymore, Sybil. I suppose nothing too bad happened then. That's good. Hey, tell me about your day when you get back. Stay safe. Alright, that was a very fruitful video, actually. I wasn't expecting to get that much done within just a singular hour of real time, and much less for you watching at home, since I'll be editing out quite a bit, so good stuff, good stuff. We've got Fievel on the team, and we have got a lot of good equipment at our disposal. Helen has reached her full power, more or less, and we are ready to enter the basement and see what the rest of the apartment holds for us. Should be exciting. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.